Want to say welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Tony Hollers Live Talk Show Testify. Have some breaking news that I want to bring you all that happened today. I had some internet problems. I was planning on coming on probably about 2 hours ago, but my internet was down. It's up and running now. But I want to talk to you all about a vote that occurred today at the Blytheville monthly city council meeting. That vote occurred with the full council being present. For many of you who might not remember, there was I want to say it was back in, I don't know, April, May or sometime, the city council had on the agenda to take a vote of no confidence in the Blytheville Police Chief. In other words, they want to go in another direction, the city council, not satisfied with the job performance of the police chief, okay? Now, that vote did occur tonight, all right? They went into executive session. Chief was present. All the city council members was present as well. Now, unless the rules done change, I think I might have posted something a few hours ago that Mayor Logan might have violated the procedures in terms of the vote, that is. They went into executive session, okay? Let me just say this here. I want to say one of the council members made a motion to go into executive session to discuss the job performance of the Blytheville Police Chief, okay? Upon going into executive session to discuss the job performance of the police chief, I'm trying to see if I'm on. Don't know if I am. I think I am. But anyway, I think I am. But they were supposed to go into executive session to discuss. It's like a special meeting, executive session, which means the public domain or the audience, they cannot participate in a executive session that the council was headwind into. And so, but the way it works, unless the rules don't change, the way that it works is that once they made the motion, I think it was a 4-2 vote with to go into executive session to discuss the job performance of the police chief. I think the vote was 4-2. 4 voted to go into executive session to discuss the job performance of the police chief, and there was 2 who voted no, that they didn't want to go into executive session. To my understanding, I think the 2 votes to not go into executive session, and I'll come back and correct the record if I'm wrong, but 2 votes to go into executive session, no votes, that is. In other words, they didn't want to talk about it. I guess the chief was doing just a fine job. You know, they didn't want to talk about it. They didn't think that they needed to go into executive session. Those 2 votes was Barbara Brothers and Linda Moore. Those 2 votes there, they didn't want to go into executive session to discuss, you know, the job performance of the police chief. For whatever reason, I don't know, but they voted no, okay? That was the first motion. Upon them getting ready to go into executive session, that's when the Blytheville Police Chief, Ross Thompson, he stood up from the audience, okay? He stood up from the audience, and he actually asked them for permission to go into executive session with them. As he stated, since he was going to be the subject of that executive session, he wanted to go back and, you know, to sit in the discussions. Of course, they allowed that. Chief Thompson was allowed to go back. They took a vote on that as well. Okay. And the vote that they took on it was something like I think that was 4-2. Okay, that was a 4-2 vote. 4 people voted to allow the chief to come back. All right. And let me just give you the 2 no votes. That way you'll know who voted yes to have him to come back. The 2 no votes that did not want the police chief to join them in executive session. The 2 no votes were Matt Perrin, Councilman Matt Perrin, and Councilman R.L. Jones. Those 2 council members, in so many words, you know, they didn't think that they needed the chief back there. Okay, but the other 4, they saw no problem with it. You know, they allowed the chief to go back into executive session with them. I don't know, they must have been back there, I don't know, probably at least 30 minutes, I'll say 20, 30 minutes that they was back there. But when they came out of executive session, I'm going to put a state law up on my screen to explain why I believe that this vote that they took tonight might have been illegal in terms of the process was not carried out. And I explained that when I put it up. I'll let you read along with me, okay? We're going to read this state law together, and you can determine if this is still good law now. Of course, this last time this law was adopted was in 2020. Unless they don't came out with something, because I was rushing coming on, unless they don't came out with something 21, 22, or this year 23, I'm saying that the statute that I'm getting ready to read you now, which the last time it was somewhat amended, if you will, was in December the 31st, 2020. Okay. So, but those was a 2 vote, and they both was 4-2. Now, let me just go ahead and just go to the state law. Let's see if we can pull that up. Let's go ahead and pull up the state law, and then we'll go from there, okay? All right. Now, as soon as I can get it up on my screen here, we'll just be, oh, I think I got it up there. Now, you can turn your cell phone landscape, you know, if you having problems reading your, it's too loud, turn that down. If you're having problems reading your, reading the screen, turn your phone landscape, and you can see it a lot better, okay? Now, but Chief Thompson did retain his job, okay? As you see right there on my banner there, I simply, well, let me just go ahead and read the state law first. Okay, this is the state statute right here. I'm hoping this is still good law. If this is not good law, then perhaps the vote was followed tonight in terms of the process. But I'm thinking it wasn't. I'm thinking that this statute here is, this statute here that I'm finna read to you all is still good law. As you notice, there is a open public meetings. Do you all see that? Open public meetings affected until the emergency ends or December the 31st, 2020. Now, I don't know if this is still good law or what. Now, let me go down here and read. I think I had it highlighted. What did I do with it? No, I had it. I'm going to read this to you just real quickly, okay? Okay, if I can find it. I'm not going to read you all of it. Just going to read you the portion. I know I put it in there. Where is it? Oh, there you go, right there. Okay. Now, I did show you the statute, okay? Now, in terms of going into, you know, what is, well, I'll read it to you. It's a no resolution, ordinance, rule, contract, regulation, motion, consider it, or arrived it in at an executive session will be legal unless following the executive session, all right? In other words, they're coming out of their executive meeting. Following the executive session, the public body reconvenes in public session and do what? Present and vote on the resolution, ordinance, rule, contract, regulation, or motion. That's all I'm going to read to you all, that paragraph right there. If you want to go and read the entire statute yourself, as I indicated, the entire statute, I'll scroll back up for you. That's the statute right there that regulate open public meetings in terms of, I just read to you the portion about the executive, going into executive session. So I hope you all understand that when they came back out, the full city council, when they came back out and they called for the vote, well, they didn't call for the vote. They were supposed to call for the vote. To my understanding, you all helped me who was at that meeting tonight. If my memory served me correctly, when Madam, let me get out of this here right quick. If my memory served me correctly, when Madam Logan came out of executive session along with the council, to my understanding, she was supposed to allow the city council to publicly announce their vote. Okay, according to this statute, when they came out, as it said, I took it off the screen, but as it said, first of all, it said no resolution, ordinance, rule, contract, regulation, or motion considered or arrived at an executive session will be legal unless, it will be legal unless, or won't be legal unless, following the executive session, the public body reconvene in public session and present and vote on the resolution, ordinance, rule, contract, regulation, or motion. That didn't happen. We don't know what they did back there in executive session. We don't know who voted yay and who voted nay. We don't know that. One thing that we do know in terms of the no votes, the 2 no votes that we do know that was cast based on how they voted to go back into executive session to discuss this. You know, had they been transparent, allowed them to vote, we would have known. Now, I left the meeting after Mayor Logan said what she said. She said something like the board couldn't reach couldn't reach a favorable consensus, and I guess in regards to vote yay or nay on the chief. So when she said that they couldn't meet and no action was taken, that means it was a tie vote. It's 6 city council members. That means 6 of the 6 council members, 3 voted yes, that they wasn't satisfied with the chief's job, and 3 voted yes. 3 voted yes, that they needed to go a different direction. Vote yes, which means they wanted the chief to be replaced. Okay? But the ones that voted no, the only 2 people that we can, based on how they voted going back, and they didn't give the information out in terms of calling the vote out public. That's what the mayor was supposed to been did. She was supposed to allow that vote to be announced in public after they come out of executive session. She didn't do that. All she told us was that, in so many words, and I'm paraphrasing, they couldn't come up with no decision. They couldn't vote yay or nay. So Boa didn't take no action. In other words, it was a tie vote. I'm thinking Matt Perrin voted yes. R.L. Jones voted yes. And I want to say Mr. Benson, Councilman Benson, voted yes. Okay. Now, based on the ones that pretty much was favorable to Chief, based on the two motions to either go into executive session and to allow the Chief to go back with them, I think it's fair to say that the two people, the two votes that we do know that wanted the Chief to remain was Councilwoman Barbara Brothers and Councilwoman Linda Moore. Those two individuals there, I think it's fair to say that those were two no votes that did not want the Chief to be removed. Now, the third vote, if I had to guess who was the third vote, I have to say the third vote probably was Miss Shirley Marshall, Councilwoman Shirley Marshall. Now, I'm saying this because they didn't allow the vote to go public, and the public shouldn't have to start guessing, well, who voted yay and who voted nay. That vote was supposed to have been taken in public. Once they reconvened back into public session, the mayor was supposed to present the vote or open the floor, the table or whatever for the council to take the vote. They already had the discussions in the back room back there in executive session. Mayor Logan has been working upon ex-mayor James Sanders, and I would think that in all the meetings in the few years that she was with Mayor James Sanders, she know the process. She know parliamentary procedure rules. She know the process. Once you reconvene out of executive session, let me go over to my comment board. I'm up here talking. I hope I got some folks on. Oh yeah, let me see. The women related in the family. I'll go to my board in a minute. Look like we got some people to tune in. But I will say, if this law is still good law, what I just read you all. Now, if this law is not good law, then, you know, I have to come back and correct that as well. But the way it stands right now, by Mayor Logan not following the process as it relates to parliamentary procedure, that's the first thing. And the statutory law here. This is not no policy. This is statutory law. Statutory law always trump policy. This is the state law that I have in my hand. Okay. And it say that, you know, whether you considering a resolution or ordinance, a rule, they even mention rule. In this particular case, you know, you're talking about discussing the hiring or the firing of an employee for whatever reason or what have you. They go into executive session. They can have their discussions back there. But once they reconvene back into the public session, that full council should have went around and took the vote. Didn't we do that back here? And I done did about what? I think I done did 2 or 3 of them, these things here. Okay. And the very last one that I did that we met down at the Ritz. Remember? When they got ready, and Mayor Sanders did it right. Although he should have broke the vote. He didn't do it. You know, same thing here. I met Mayor Logan. She didn't have the courage. I'm just gonna call it for like it is. She didn't have the courage to step up to break the vote. So in doing so, then that means she's satisfied with Ross Thompson job performance. Okay. Remember, that was a tie vote. Mayberry, former Mayberry, Councilman Mayberry, Pastor R.L. Jones, and Matt Perrin. Those were the 3 yes votes to get rid of the chief. The 3 votes that kept him back here what was that, 21, I believe, 22, was 20 or 21 when we took that last vote. I did that one. It was John Musgrave voted yes to keep the chief. Barbara Brothers voted yes to keep the chief. And the one vote that we thought we had, remember? The one vote that we thought we had, I even talked to her. Talked to her the day before the vote and the day on the vote. You know, sort of convinced me that the chief needed to go. But Miss Vera James, she voted no to terminate the police chief. And that was a 3-3 vote. They took that vote in a public session. They didn't go back there into whatever little room that they went to and had whatever little discussions that they had. They came out, what is called reconvene, which means coming back out to the public to face us. When they come out, they ain't got to tell us what they said, but they have to present the vote. They supposed to, we ought to be able to poll our city council members. Why? We elected them. We need to know how they represent in the public. They don't go back there and do what they did in private, and now it's time for them to come out. They should have came out, had the courage, followed the law, and took the vote. We should have been able to look at each one of them to know which one voted yes and which one voted no. So my question is, why did they hide that from the public? That's not being transparent. Why did the mayor not want to call the vote? Why did she not call the vote? So what I'm saying, the bottom line, I'm finna get ready to open up the board. What happened tonight, this 3-3 vote, that vote should be non-void. She didn't follow parliamentary procedure, number one. And number two, she might have violated Arkansas statutory law that I read you. And look that statute up if you all did. For those of you who just tuning in, I didn't type it out. But for that statute, turn the volume down. But for that statute, it's Arkansas 25-19-106. Okay, so that's what that is. That's the statute. Okay, and like I say, if this statute is no longer good, then Tony Holler's gonna have egg running down his face. He got it wrong. You know, I didn't have a whole lot of time to do a little research, but if this statute is still good, and I would think that it is still good because it just make common sense. They don't take the public back there into the executive session. They back there talking about whatever they talking about. And then they don't want to come out and at least tell us how they voted. What's the secret? But anyway, let me go to my board up here to see if I got any hellos and all that. I'll come back later on. But if anyone have any comments they want to share or any question that they might want to ask, then you know, I'll let you go ahead and do that. Okay. So let me go to my board right now and see what we got. All right. I'll do that right now. All right. So let me go up here to my board. Where is that board? Oh, there you go, right there. Comments. There we go. Oh, there we go. Okay. Let me blow this up where I can read it, because my eyes ain't that good. Here we go. Okay. Mayor elected to present or allow to vote. That's you talking, Tony. Go back. Okay. That's just everybody saying hello. That's Mrs. Cannon. How you doing? We got, I'm looking for a question. Miss Rump, how you doing? Mr. Harold James, my classmate, how you doing? And y'all, if y'all tuning in, if you post a question or whatever, I know some of you might not want your your name to be uh, spoken, or might not want your name to be seen, but since you don't wrote uh, a post, then I imagine you want it public. Okay, so um, there was some people that come out of that meeting too that wasn't happy, and rightfully so. Had the vote, at least the vote, had the vote been polled in the public, had they announced the vote in public, it would have been fair. But what happened tonight, it's not fair to keep the citizen in the dark. That's not being transparent. Okay. Sarah James, let's see. Let's see if we got a question. Okay. This is Miss let me blow that up. This is Miss Stella Audrey. It is a good law. You know what you're talking about. Speak. I'm hoping it's a good law, Miss McGree. I'm hoping. That's all hope, because if the procedure and the law was not followed, this is gonna have to be a redo. It's gonna have to be a redo. Okay. And that was look like Donald's the only one want to talk to me tonight. Look like everybody else scared. Don't be scared. You know, I know your folks taught you how to fight. Don't be scared. All right. Voice your concern. They're supposed to be good stewards over your funding and your representatives. Okay. So have the courage to speak up. Okay. I'm gonna put this one up there. Blow it up where I can see it. It said, well, Councilwoman Linda Ramsey Moore looked at how she did us. Mayberry appointed her for his seat. Then her white go-go boots sit in our seats and voted with her folks, not her majority of constituents. I personally went over with her how they stood about Chief Ross Thompson. I will say this here. How Mrs. Moore voted and why she voted the way she voted, it is surprising to me as well. I mean, I can't say why she voted the way she voted. I think many of you just know me just alone. The hundreds, if not thousands of hours that I put in regards to this police department that we have. And I started to make my case today, but I'm glad I didn't, because I was thinking, why am I wasting my time trying to get these folks, the council, to vote on something that they know that the evidence are there that will warrant this chief. Time done ran its course. You know, it's about performance. It's not about do Tony Hollis hate or like the chief. I give the chief the utmost respect. When I see him, I speak to him. And I will say this here about the chief. When he see me, he speak to me. We treat each other with respect. Very cordial. You know, I don't bite his head off. He don't bite mine off. We just got a different opinion. He believe he's doing a good job. I believe he's not. You know, but you know, I know Mrs. Moore, Councilwoman Moore is new on the council seat, but she live in the same city you and I live in, and I'm pretty sure that heard the same stories. The information was there. The council, every council member have the power to get anything that they thought that they needed to cast a fair vote. They had the city clerk there. They could have went and got whatever information they wanted. You know, they can look at his personnel record. They the employers. They can look at his record. But for some reason or another, you know, I don't know what they was looking at. But they had everything at their disposal to not retain this chief. So, you know, until they speak, I'm saying that they had everything they needed to vote yes to get rid of this chief, unless they saw something that we don't have. Okay? So, I don't know where we at. Let me go back. I'm gonna read about one or two or more of these here. It say Councilwoman Linda Moore know about our problems, and I explained it to her that Madam Melissa Logan didn't even put crime on her campaign slogan. Then on 1/25/23, Madam Melissa Logan stated on NEA, Northeastern Arkansas, I guess that's that newspaper, that crime is our job to mitigate. These some double-minded people as leaders. You know, I don't know. As I say, the information was there for everyone to read. If they needed any questions, I even made myself available. Could have called me. I know they all know me. They all know me. They all done saw the work that I did in this community over the years in terms of advocating for civil and social justice. They know the stories that I have spoke on as it relates to the Blytheville Police Department, in the Blytheville Police Chief, in the Blytheville Mayor. They know all this, you know. Just me alone, they didn't have to do nothing. Because when I talk, just like what I did tonight, I present them with substance. That it's going to be documentation, or that it's going to be some video where it's got audio as well. I give them something to where they can't come back and call me a lie. So where is Tony getting his facts from? I try to present them with the facts. But in this particular case, what's wrong with my voice? But in this particular case, just like what's going on in Washington with Donald Trump, nobody care about facts. Nobody care about the truth. Why? If we're not going to hold employees by a certain standard in terms of his or her job performance, then we might as well throw the whole policy book out the door. Crime is still running rapid. I don't care how many graphs they show you all. Those numbers are misleading. If the sky cop ain't telling them who did it, they lost. They are lost. Ain't no crime. Pretty much is why all these crimes back before we got these sky cops, you know, I will say going from 19, right at 85, I believe, going clean up to the 90s. Crime was pitiful. Didn't have no sky cops then. But since you got the sky cops, there's a shooting, or there's a killing, or there's a break-in. You go to the sky cop say, oh yeah, he did it. And you want to give yourself a medal, a pat on the back. You ain't did no work. You ain't did no investigative work. Sky cop told you who did it. You want to impress me? Start from scratch. The old way, going out doing detective work, real investigative work. You don't get no medal because the sky cop told you who did it. Where we at? Okay. Let me see if since Donna is the only one that got Miss Donna is the only one that got some comments. I'm gonna read one more. See a long one there. We'll see Miss Cannon. I see uh, Miss Sheila Rump. Let's see what she got. This servants, here D. Okay, Miss Sheila Rump. This is Miss Cannon. I think Linda would be serving a short term. She don't have the city best interest in her heart. Well, you know, it's right for the people to speak their minds in regards to how their constituents is representing them. That's what we elected them for. And I want to say this here. You know how some people, you know, we can get real, some of us, you know, some of us can get real stupid and ignorant, you know, want to start lashing out with words and this, that, and the other. Listen, when, excuse me, what's wrong with my voice? When an elected official run for office, okay, I'm talking to those folks who might want to get mad because we want to go ahead and be critical of certain city officials. You know, we understand that family do not like any unfair. I'm just saying unfair. I'm not saying what we're speaking is unfair, but I'm just saying when family members hear words are being spoken about one of their family members, that don't feel good. I get that. That don't feel good. Okay? That's why every council person, before they make themselves a candidate, they need to have a talk with their family and let them understand that if I'm going to run for this office, I got to have tough skin. And if I'm the candidate who have to have tough skin, then I need my family to have tough skin. Family members, you know, whoever you might be, you know, nobody is being mean and nasty or hateful. At least I'm not. But these are our elected officials. We have a right to call upon our local officials, state officials, county officials, national officials. We have a right to be critical of them, to criticize them. We're talking about their record. We're not talking about them as a person. We're talking about their record or their performance. If their performance is not in line with the people that they serve, the people have a right to call out their representative, respective representative, that it be Ward 1, that it be Ward 2, that it be Ward 3, that it be the mayor, him or herself. We are taxpayers. We have a right to be critical of our elected officials. So I would hope that through this broadcast or any other platform, that who are a little upset with their representative, let's use our sense of intelligence. This is not about likability or what have you. This is about performance of our candidates. And if any candidate, you know, don't have that tough skin, now people shouldn't get up there and just take pot shots at our elected officials without, you know, any reason. You know, you just attack them because you don't like them. I don't deal with that. I don't fool with those folks. Okay. But if a person want to sit down and have a discussion with me about their job performance, I can have that discussion. But when it comes to all that other stuff, you know, want to talk about, you know, who they running with, who they dating, blah, 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 blah. I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that crap. If it ain't got nothing to do with their performance, I don't want to hear it. So I hope that we can be civil to each other. I hope that we can conduct ourselves like adults and not get out here and act like a fool. City officials, there's an expectation that there's going to be good things said about them and there's going to be bad things said about them. Some fair, some unfair. It comes with the position or the office. Okay. All right. See if I got it's Miss London County again. They say most of these city council men, women, is not the best person for the job. Okay. Who else we have? Got Miss Sheila Rump. Let me blow hers up. Got Miss Sheila Rump. When the people get sick and tired and get out and vote for the right people that have our city in their heart, we can move forward and we can move forward. Until then, we are in trouble. They won't listen to the citizen. It's all about them and the buddy system. All you had to do is do the right thing. Exactly. You know, the right thing being, it's actually twofold. The right thing being, first of all, be transparent with the vote. When them folks came out of that executive session tonight, once they reconvened, Madam Mayor, you should have had them, you should have called for the vote, Madam Mayor. You was presiding over the council tonight, and when you all came out of that room, you should have called for the vote. You was not supposed to come out and say, well, they couldn't make no, they couldn't get a favorable consensus or whatever, however you said it, you know, so no action was taken. That's not the way you come out in an executive session where you discussing an employee and you come out and you don't even take the vote. I went to school board meetings. They go into executive session. They come out. They take the vote. I went to city council meeting. They come out. They take the vote. So what was different about tonight, Madam Mayor? It's a, that was Ms. Rump. I read that one. I'm gonna read about one or two others, y'all, and then I'm gonna go ahead and shut it down. Okay. Read this last one here for Miss Donna McGray. Let me try to blow that up. Okay. They say Councilwoman Linda Ramsey Moore won't get my vote, and constructive criticism is good. Exactly. That's the word I was looking for. Constructive criticism. Well, she should never got on there. She asked it to be put on there. We did ask it her. She didn't even run on ballot. Anita King ran and wasn't even chosen. Man looked at outside appearance, not inner. Man looks at outside appearance, not the inner heart. Anita King ran a hard race like Joaquin Benson. She did, then she come running in there. Well, again, constructive criticism. You know, constructive criticism actually is disappointment. Some people may think it's anger. Some people may think it's picking on somebody. Constructive criticism, which means in your speaking, in your constructive criticism, in your speaking, at the same time, you're saying something that perhaps might help that person or persons, okay? So that's why we always say constructive criticism is good, because if I'm doing something on my job and you my coworker, and you know that I'm not doing the job right, okay? And my coworker come over and say something to me because he don't want me to get fired. He giving me some pointers, if you will. on how to do something the right way, I shouldn't bite his head off because he coming to me trying to help me. That's constructive. I wouldn't call it criticism, but the employee is being constructive in terms of caring for his fellow employee. Let me just say that. All right. Throwing nasty words at a person though, and all the other stuff, that's not constructive. Okay. That's just pure criticism. All right. So that's all I have, ladies and gentlemen. What's the time over here? 45 minutes, good time. I want you all, please, I want you all to please do call up on your council representative. And they should want to talk to you because they're being paid. I mean, it's not like the school board. School board members, they work free. School board members should be paid. I think the state legislators need to come on with it and pay our school board members. They call school board members volunteers. They don't call them officials. They call them volunteers. Okay, but again, we're paying this city council. You don't like to pay, not enough money for you, then maybe you might need to reconsider about wanting to serve the people as a council rep. Maybe you need to, just move on. The city has suffered enough. Okay, nobody is picking on Chief Ross Thompson. This city has been good to Chief Ross Thompson. Chief Ross Thompson is the longest serving chief of police that I know of for Blytheville. The city council continued to give him the biggest budget of all the department heads year after year. Many of you let your city council members down tonight. Everyone know how hard Pastor Jones worked, not just for zone 3, but for all three zones. Whenever people need someone to act something on the council, although they know who their council member is, they always reach out to Pastor Jones. I'm not taking nothing away from the other council members. I'm just saying, it's for some reason or another, people, they take to Pastor Jones real well, And I will say that Matt Perrin, he's putting it all on the table as well, And I imagine that there are some folks in Zone 2, because Zone 2 is the one zone that I would say that is heavy populated. When you start looking at race, is heavily populated. I ain't gonna say heavily populated, but it's the majority for citizens that live in Zone 2. I used to be in Zone 2 till they changed the census. Or white voters. So Matt Perrin is putting it all on the line because I'm pretty sure he done pissed off some white voters. Okay. Now black voters, I don't know. I can't say that was a risk, but considering his constituent, his ward that he represents, I have to give much love to Councilman Matt Perrin. He put it all on the line, knowing very well that the action that he took tonight might have ended his career as a city council rep. So I really thank him for his courage and his service. All right, but and as well as I already talked about Councilman Jones, Mayberry is gone. We was hoping to look for someone to step up as a new city council rep. Want to thank Mr. Joaquin Benson, for and I'm just saying the reason I have to say what I say is because they didn't come out and let the council vote. Now, if they voted after I left, y'all tell me. But I didn't see that. I walked out after she said what she said about the council couldn't come to a favorable consensus or whatever. I said, well, time for me to go. And I went. All right. Okay. So I don't see anything else over here on my board. Let me go over here and see. See if I see anything else. I'll just miss Mrs. Miss Rump. Yes, Councilman Jones is there, and I thank God for him and Matt. I had doubt at first about Matt, but he has proved me wrong. Great job, Matt Perrin. Thanks for giving Matt Perrin some love. Again, yeah, I mean, he put it on the line, and it's about doing what's right. And that's what Matt did. Matt, him and I both, we have the information, we have the facts that we presented. Nobody's picking on Chief Ross Thompson. He have the factual information in terms of Chief Thompson job performance. And Lord, no, I don't need to tell you about the lawsuits. We probably paid, probably just in the past 3 years or 4, I bet we done paid a good 6 figures more. Oh yeah, 6 figures easy. Lawsuits. And then we want to come back and say, well, our portion that we paid, it wasn't but 10% or 20% or however much they pay. Well, hell, don't you know that when you start talking like that, don't you know that the municipal lead hear you? If that's who you got your bond and insurance through. So in other words, they looking at you as not taking any type of controlling what they call risk management in terms of trying to hold down lawsuits. So our city council need to understand that you hold the purse. And if you're not doing anything to keep the city safe and free from all lawsuits, because when we pay lawsuits out, those are taxpayers have to pay those lawsuits, not the mayor and not the council. The reason I say not the mayor and not the council, I just think y'all got your way around paying what we pay. I can't prove it. That's why y'all feel so comfortable. I think there was a question asked today about the water bill keep going up. Y'all always come out. I hadn't investigated that yet, but the question I want to ask about the water rates is that how can you continue to take water rates up and our population doesn't decrease? Because they try to do some compare and contrast, with, what we paying with other, I guess, other municipalities throughout Arkansas. Well, you got to consider we don't lost population. We don't have that tax base that we once had. So I'm with the speakers today. Make it make sense. Loss of population, but taxes and rates continue to go through the roof. Where we at? Let me try to wrap this thing up. Got 7 minutes, y'all. Wrap this thing up in 7 minutes. All right. This is Miss Cannon. Thank you once again, Mr. Hollis, for bringing this to our attention. But as for me, I'm good. I can't continue to be part of something that I know is not right, but I am okay with whatever. You know what, Mrs. Cannon? I am too. I even had said the last time I did my vote of no confidence for the chief, and how there are people that live in this community that know exactly that this city need a change, not just with the chief, but with other certain department heads, and some officials. This city need a change. But of course, Everyone has their own hidden agenda. It's a shame. And that's an understatement when I say a shame. It's just downright uncaring. Okay? But I'm good with it too. I mean, I came home, went in there and ate me some, boy, like ain't nothing happened. It wasn't no surprise to me. We already knew that going in, that 2 votes that we needed, and we already knew that it'd be a blessing in the sky if we get one of them. We didn't get neither one of them. Now, we lost them both. All right. And so much for my hard work over the years. No, they didn't. That's what Mrs. Trump. Well, you all, that's down at the bottom. That's all my questions. If there's any more questions, I'm probably gonna have to come back and hide those again. I mean, come back and I'm probably gonna have to come back once I go off. I will come back, perhaps maybe tomorrow, and I will. If there's a question or something that was asked, I will go ahead and answer you. Okay. What was that? Someone else came on. No surprise to me either. Had already called it. Yep, I think we all called the ball game over. Once we start hearing about the vote that was going to be split, we knew that probably a month ago. We knew that the vote was going to be split. So in that 1 month that went by, might have been more than a month, because we did this thing when? Was it April? So you might want to say April. It might have been 2 months. So with 2 months, at least 2 months, done went by, I hadn't heard anything positive from not the fact that they should share with me how they're going to vote, but you know how some things have its way of leaking out, getting out there. Okay. Reading more about HB 120, Mrs. Rump talking about a bill, HB 120. You're pretty much gonna have to share that with us. I hadn't looked at the bills as of late, and so if you want to type something to let everyone know about what that bill is, then you can go right ahead and do that, Mrs. Rump. Y'all, I meant to post something tonight. There was a young lady, most of you know her. I'm gonna read it to you since I didn't post it, but her name is Miss Carolyn. I know her as Logan, I think, but her name Jenkins now. They will be having a rally. Okay, I want to put this announcement. I meant to post it, but my internet was down. I was trying to get it going. But they got a flyer that's out. Many of you probably already saw it. It's sickle cell. It's sickle cell awareness. And it's going to be a rally and walk. Okay, it's going to be some fun. This is supposed to occur on September the 23rd, 2023. They will have vendors, booths, and informational tables set up. That would be $50. Sponsorship, if you want to sponsor this program, the bronze is $250. The silver is $350. Gold is $500, and platinum is $1,000. Okay, t-shirts $20 for sizes up to extra large, and $22 for sizes 2X. I mean 2 extra large. Guess I'm saying that right. And shirts must be ordered by September the 17th. And so if you didn't get your shirt in by the 17th, you might not get one. She also had Mrs. Dr. Abraham with her today, speaking, uh, and there was another lady that was speaking with her. I'm trying to see if she on the flyer. I can't call her. I know her when I see her. I just can't call her name. Uh, uh, but I think her maiden name is Walker. Let me see. I can't find her name, but Dr. Abraham, Dr. Pearlie, and Dr. Ashley is supposed to be, I guess, speaking at this event as well. Okay. But please go out and support this group. Okay. Oh, here we go. We got Carolyn down at the bottom. You can call Miss Carolyn Jenkins, 870-623-1614. And what's that? Khadijah Jenkins, 870-623-3185. Kirby Logan, 870-740-5470. And Melissa Logan, 870-740-5209. So please, if you don't have anything to do, and they will be asking you questions, and with those questions, the purpose for asking you questions is that they trying to see if you're a good candidate for giving blood. There is a blood problem, as they explained this tonight, and Ms. Jenkins explained that whatever blood that you donate here in Mississippi County, that blood will first of all stay here in Mississippi County to those who need it. You know, they're going to serve Mississippi County first before any blood go outside Mississippi County. All of those who are in need, you will be first priority. And after that, that's when they'll start going outside Mississippi County. So please give her a call. Some of the ladies, I gave you their number. Give them a call, and please go out and support their program. I was gonna come out, but I'm come to realize I'll be out of town this week, and so my heart is with them. Sickle cell, it's a very, very serious illness, and I don't know how many of you who have loved ones now presently that is fighting with this disease. There may be some that done passed on. And so please do get out and support these ladies, okay? So that's all I have, ladies and gentlemen. Look like my audio was messing up. I'm afraid to even play my theme music going off air because it sounds real choppy, real crappy. So I'm gonna have to work on that next time around. Well, that's all I have, ladies and gentlemen. And I want you all to come back, hopefully come back next week. And we're going to be prepared to trying to find we're going to be prepared to, I think last time I hit my my OBS button and I was talking and y'all saw was a blue screen. This time though, I'm looking at it, and so I'm still on. But I want to say that may God bless each and every one of you. Like I say, I may not be broadcasting this Sunday. I'm almost sure I won't because I'll be out of town. But that following week afterwards, I will be back, okay? I don't think I have anything else to say to you all at this time. And so I'm gonna go ahead and end this broadcast. So tell a friend to come back to join me, and I will most definitely try to get started on time, which y'all already know it ain't gonna happen, is it? But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and try to get me a little rest, get me a bite to eat, and I will be coming back in 2 weeks to hopefully bring you another great show. So I want to say peace and love. May God bless and keep each and every one of you. Peace and love. Goodbye.